Shalom. This is going to be a short video, and it's specifically on the idea of a watchman. A watchman in the Bible is someone who is part of a fortress. They are assigned a place of importance in the fortress, a place that's up high so that they can see on the horizon and be able to tell the people who's coming to the fortress, whether they be a friend, whether they be a foe, whether they be someone who has not been identified yet. So a watchman's job is the job actually of a soldier, if you will, in the kingdom that is over that particular realm, which is different than a watcher. A watcher is an angelic being, but we're talking about watchmen. In the scriptures, the most poignant example of a watchman is Ezekiel. The entire book of Ezekiel was written from the Most High to and by Ezekiel, so that as a watchman, the Most High identified him as such. As a watchman, he was to tell his people the status of their condition between themselves and the Most High, and therefore themselves and all those around them. So it was Ezekiel that was placed on the watchtower to warn the people there's danger on the horizon. And here is why the danger is there. Here's what you should be doing about it. Why am I talking about this? I just watched a video, I believe it was from a town named Brighton, where there was a funeral going on, and the people coming out of the funeral were fired upon, and people were hit in that incident. The mayor, of course, came out and talked about how guns have to be taken off the street. You got to identify who the people are that did that. Don't retaliate on your own. All those kinds of things that he in that position has to say. So that happened. And the other thing that's on the horizon is the political climate that is getting ready to get more intense. As we all know, that these are the midterm elections. And there's a very strong possibility that our people group would like to see either become into power or remain in power. That might not happen. Okay, so that's on the horizon. So the political landscape is changing. Now, in thinking about both of those things, the Most High has watchers throughout his kingdom. And the job of a watcher, again, is to be able to be up a little bit higher than the people and warn the people as to what is on the horizon and what they can expect. Okay. And so therefore what they should be doing about it. So the warning that the Most High is giving his people right now is that trouble that's on the horizon is actually going to increase. It's not going to decrease. He's also warning his people that this is the time of separation. It's the time for us to separate our own souls from the foolishness of our own souls, but it's also the time for us to separate from those who do not have our best interest, whether they look like us or whether they don't. Okay, so during this time, things are going to get worse. And because the way of escape is only through going further into seeking his will, the Most High's will, and then doing whatever he tells us, what he will be telling us, he will be telling a group, a people group. He has a people. He doesn't have individuals. Our community operates individually. No other community with power does that. Other communities who have power operate as a group. We operate as individuals. And the warning to our people during this time is that's not going to turn out well for us. If we don't start seeing ourselves as a part of a group and then and act in accordance with our group status, as individuals, we will be crushed during these times. So that's the warning. So the antidote, just like again, Ezekiel gave a warning, but he also gave the antidote. The antidote, we've already said, is to seek out the Most High. Find the center of the will of your Creator. And then once you seek the Most High in prayer, He's going to give you your assignment in the group that He has, the kingdom that He has. And in that assignment, then you pray for strength to carry that assignment out. Some people have been assigned to be watchers. Some people have been assigned to be foot soldiers. Some people have been assigned to do some of the logistical work. For instance, when a watcher sees an enemy on the horizon and he conveys that message to the people inside of the fortress, the people inside the fortress then go into action. There are other soldiers in there. They go to their post. They already have their assignment as to what they're going to do on that post. There are some people who are going to be in charge of making sure that the people on the wall, if you will, that are going to fight, or the people on the gate that are going to fight, have what they need to do that, whether it be weapons, whether it be water, whether it be food. There are people who are assigned to do that. Inside, there are also families. And so the children need to be taken care of. There are people inside of that fortress that know how to gather the children and keep them as safe as possible. In other words, everyone knows their job. And during the time of crisis, everyone, because they know what they're supposed to do, they get about the business of doing that on behalf of the group that's in the fortress. And that's how the fortress is able to maintain itself. That is what the Most High wants his people to understand. He's put watchmen on the watchtower. The message of the watchman is there's trouble on the horizon. The trouble used to be months away. Then it was weeks away. And then it was days away. Now it's yards away. And the question is, are we going to know what our assignment is, be on post, and do what we're given to do? So prayer is a key component of our assignment. But as we pray and after we're praying, we are also going to get up and actualize that prayer. So what does that look like? In this time, where is your water coming from? Are you going to be able to have enough water for the group? Where is your food coming from? What's going to happen when the stores no longer have products on the shelves? What is your plan as a group to deal with that? How are you going to protect those in your community from the lawlessness inside of the community, as well as the lawless outside of the community that are coming upon you? Those kinds of tangible things are what the Most High's people are to be not only thinking about, but acting on. This is the time of action. So the first part of the action is, again, for us to separate ourselves from our own foolishness and from the foolishness of those who may look like us, but aren't of us. We're not all one group. The only group now is the group of the Most High. The only viable answer to our situation is to be in the center of his will. He has a kingdom. He has people populating his kingdom. And it's that kingdom that is not only going to stand, it is going to prevail. So the warning is, this is the time where you got to have to make up your mind. Are you going to be a part of a group, the Most High's group, or and live, or are you going to remain an individual, separate and apart from other people, and perish? Those are your two options. And that is the warning that the Most High wants his people to take heed to. Shalom.